Teddy, the US House of Representatives approves of the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act. How has Beijing reacted to this, and what has the Hong Kong officials said?
Well, the Hong Kong government expresses regret about the move, and Beijing gave a very strong reaction this morning, accusing the US politicians of using the Hong Kong card to contain China and making a color revolution in Hong Kong. And also it wanted to retaliate if the situation continues.
Now, John, you've worked in Congress for some time. What are the key points of this bill?
Well, the point of the bill is to ensure the autonomy of Hong Kong as part of the one country, two systems framework. And what the bill does is it requires the Secretary of State to do an annual review and determine whether Hong Kong's autonomy has been preserved in sufficient measure. If it's determined that it has not been so preserved, then the U.S. can impose sanctions. Those sanctions include taking away Hong Kong's special trade status, freezing the U.S. assets of officials who are deemed to have infringed on Hong Kong's autonomy, and preventing them getting visas to travel to the U.S.
Okay, Teddy, I want to ask you, what is the next step? What will happen if this bill actually becomes law?
Well, I think Beijing is clearly monitoring the developments and the situations, and they're calculating what steps they have to take if it really becomes the law.
Okay, and John, tell me inside, what is in this bill?
Well, the key provision is the ability to take away Hong Kong's special trade status with the U.S. The U.S. treats Hong Kong separately from the way it treats mainland China. So, for instance, Hong Kong is not subject to the trade tariffs that the U.S. has imposed on mainland China. If the U.S. were to take away that special trade status and Hong Kong were treated the same way as mainland China, it would be very bad for the Hong Kong economy and very bad for Hong Kong's ability to remain a major financial center.
Okay, well, Teddy, you live and breathe diplomacy at the Post right here. What is at stake, and what is the diplomatic leverage of this bill if it does get put in front of President Donald Trump and he signs it?
Well, China and the U.S. are in the negotiation process to end the year-long trade war. We don't know if Donald Trump is going to use the Hong Kong issues as the card during the negotiation process. But Beijing will be very unhappy if he decides to do that. And Beijing has already warned that American interests in Hong Kong will be affected, saying that there are more than 1,000 companies, US companies in Hong Kong, and they are quite pessimistic about the situation now.
And John?
The White House is very aware of what Chetty just said, that the American business depends on Hong Kong as the gateway to doing business with mainland China. All these businesses are located here because of the rule of law, Hong Kong being a big financial center, its connection with the West. And to remove that, for the U.S. to remove that by taking away Hong Kong's trade status, would be a major blow to American business. So it seems unlikely unless the situation escalates and gets completely out of hand.
I see. Well, let's keep a close eye on the Washington developments as we watch here from Asia. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.